We are back.
Yes, we are.
Moves,
Hi,
mindset,
Wendy.
and more. Hello, James. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
So we were just chatting very briefly before we got started here.
Yeah.
And you mentioned something to me that I just now have to ask about.
What?
Ice Cream August.
Oh, Ice Cream
Please
August. Yeah, yeah.
share
My-
what
my-
Ice Cream August
My
is.
family, who I'm wondering if they've liked, shared, and reposted
Well, that's
yet.
a fun
but
question.
we'll get to that later. My family would be very familiar with this. Last August, right, July, I decided that I was going to have Ice Cream August, where I committed. Listen, I set a goal. I committed to it, and I fucking accomplished it. Okay?
Okay.
I had ice cream every single day in August of last year, and I did not get the kitty cone. I got whatever.
You're the one who
whatever
orders.
their,
You're the guy who orders the
whatever-
large.
Whatever their largest was.
Every day.
So much so that one of
James.
them, when I was up at Plum Island in Newburyport one day, I had this 3-scooper thing, and I was eating it, and it was so big that it fell over onto the ground. And for a moment, I thought about picking it up, and then I realized somebody was watching me, and so I didn't. And then I looked, and the line was really long, so I never got back
Do you
in
know
line. I'm
most-
still kind of bummed about that.
Most people have the opposite goal of not
Yeah.
eating ice cream every night.
The one thing I underestimated was that you gain weight
You think?
at 46 years old, and it's not
Wow.
as easy to lose it. So I've actually
No.
like
So
been
you're still working on that.
July of last year, I was like feeling good, fit, and then now I'm like,
But
God.
like, did you think that was going to be good for you, or you didn't care? You just didn't care.
I had a goal.
But why was that a goal?
I don't know.
You just
I'm
love
kind of an all or nothing guy,
We've
right?
talked
Like,
about that.
Yeah,
and
I'm a little all
that's
or
why I
nothing.
think that kind of goal might not be good
Yeah.
for you.
No, my children
run
are like,
that by anybody?
No, like midway through, and they're like, this is not a good idea. And I was like, yeah, but it's really
I have a question.
fun.
Do you have to go out for ice cream every day, or did you have it at home? Like you could have some at home. That would count.
I had some at home, but I really like going out in the summertime.
What's your
for
favorite
ice
ice cream place around here?
Richardson's,
Yeah. Okay.
by far.
Which you can get at a lot of ice
a
cream
lot of
places.
places, right. And it's just such a,
Yeah.
it's like a wild place.
Yeah. Do you
I
like
always
Downriver in Essex?
Very good.
So
Yeah.
good.
Captain Dusty's is really
The
good too.
Phyrexian peanut butter corruption is to die
See,
for.
my kids make fun of me too. I'm either coffee
I'm a
and
coffee too.
sprinkles or vanilla and sprinkles, and that's it.
Do you like chips in your coffee?
Chips in my
Like-
coffee?
Sorry.
Oh.
Like chips in your ice cream, like coffee, like mint mocha chip, or
I don't think I've had that.
what?
No, I'm
Wait,
a
I'm sorry.
smooth-
You've had
I'm a
ice cream every
smooth-
day for a month, and
smooth-
you've never had
I
a
think
mocha
I had
chip.
vanilla.
My favorite
I think
flavor.
I had vanilla every day too.
Oh my god. All
Yeah,
right,
my
well,
kids are
I
like,
just
dude,
wanna
you're
say-
not. My oldest Kaya is like, you're not
Yeah, are you-
normal.
well,
like, there's so many good options. I'm like, no, vanilla.
Well, I don't agree with vanilla. I think that's not. I think that's kind of lame. I think either coffee or chocolate. Personally, sometimes a mint chocolate chip.
Chocolate's overrated. Chocolate itself
think
is not
vanilla's
overrated, but
overrated. I mean,
chocolate ice
When
cream.
my kids go out and order something like vanilla or strawberry, I'm somewhat embarrassed.
Yeah, Strawberry's got that frozen
Ugh.
thing. I got a bone to pick with you, actually.
What?
We're sitting here, for all you
Oh.
viewers out there, talking about real estate and how competitive it is. And we're just getting ready for our podcast. And I glance over, and Wendy's pen is from another lending office.
Yes,
Isn't
I'm
that
so
interesting?
sorry. I didn't even realize it was in
You
my
didn't
bag.
realize-
You know,
no, you
people
didn't
give out
realize.
pens everywhere you go these days.
I'll
I'm
give you. I got some
sorry. I
pens in
felt
the
bad,
car. I'll
though.
give you some new
I
pens
would
in
like
the car.
some new pens. Is that one of yours right there?
Yeah. We laughed
No,
about it. I
we
said I
laughed
won't
about
say
it.
who or where it's from.
No, and it wasn't. It wasn't even somebody I work
She
with.
doesn't even like them. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. All right. So
Okay,
let's get
moving
into it. Where we
on.
are. Where are we on this
Um,
wonderful?
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll start. I'll just give a little snapshot of the real estate market.
Yeah, what's it look like?
Yeah,
It's
'cause
spring.
we're
It's
we're
spring.
in the height of the
Yeah,
spring
totally.
market, and
Yeah.
I can tell you, Essex County right now. And again, as I said, it's always a little, varies by location, town to town, but overall, it is still a very strong sellers market in
Yeah.
Essex County. We
Yeah.
had. At last week, there were only 127 single-family homes on the market. 34 sold in the past week alone. So, the average price was $810.
Mm-hmm.
So really,
I think there was like 7 or 8 new single
There was
family
a
listings on
lot.
Beverly
Yes.
just this week. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
even just this morning, a
Yeah.
lot came
School
on.
vacation's over.
Yes, exactly.
Easter's over.
Easter's
the
over.
Snow is,
So now
the snow is probably not coming back.
Well,
It's spring.
this is exactly it. Like after spring break, before summer, and people
Yep.
are around, and
Yep.
now everyone's trying to do it. So I'm telling all my clients who are thinking of selling, there's still time to get on the
Totally.
spring market. So if it's anything you're
Absolutely.
considering, it's worth a conversation because there is still such pent up demand that sellers are doing
And
really
it's
well.
it's it's a late spring, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's a late spring because we
we
had a
have
horrible
more
winter,
snow,
right?
more. Well, I like the snow.
I don't
I don't know about
recall you saying
horrible.
that when
I
it
don't
was
know
we were in the
horrible.
middle of it. You were
Yeah,
like,
but I
I
like
call you, and
I
I'm like, hi
remember it
James. You'd be
fondly.
like, hi, like you were like
All right, that's fair. I
depressed.
don't like the cold. I like the snow.
Well, it
But
usually goes hand in
we
hand,
had a
but
lot of snow,
we did.
more than we normally do, or more than we have in like
Yeah.
10 years or something. And so this pushed things back by
Yes.
a week or two. And
Yeah.
I've been telling clients too, like this is
It's a
sort of
little
starting
delayed.
spring, it
It
feels
is.
like.
It does feel that way. Like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
starting to take off, but there's still plenty of time, so people
Yeah.
should get out
Yeah.
there, both buyers and sellers. We can do things
And really, we
quickly.
have like 7 really good months.
Yeah.
Like from now
Yeah.
through December, really
Yeah.
8 good months.
Yeah.
So
For sure. All right, and our topic today is a good one for people,
yeah.
especially given where things have been with mortgage rates. And
Yeah.
do you want to introduce us to the
Yeah,
topic?
yeah.
Go
Our
ahead.
topic is a mortgage related topic.
Yep.
It's talking about adjustable rate mortgages versus fixed
Right,
mortgages,
because
right?
people are afraid of them, in large part.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
people.
A lot of people, and a lot of people are kind of taking information from the past and using it here in the present, and I
Yeah.
think that's a little unfair, right? Adjustable rate mortgages are not as scary as maybe they once were. Um, if you want to go back and look at the mortgage crisis in 2008 and all that happened around that, there's some scariness around adjustable rate mortgages and subprime mortgages and all of that. Times have changed
Yeah.
so much since then. There's so much regulatory, you know, effects that came down from that crisis that they really are not what they used to be, and they're not as scary as they used to be. And typically adjustable rate mortgages, you see 5-year arms, 7-year
I was
arms,
going to say, so
10-year
tell
arms,
us what
right?
they are.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
So
how, yeah.
5, 7, 10-year arms, adjustable rate mortgages, which means your rate stays fixed for that number. So the first 5 years, the first
Hmm.
7 years, the first 10 years, it stays fixed. Once that time period is up, it can adjust once a year or once every 6 months, depending on market conditions. So as soon as you say that, people are like, well, what if rates go up, right?
Right.
The fact of the matter is where we are and where we are headed. Adjustable rate mortgages are a great option,
Yeah.
right? Because oftentimes, the lender is only fixing it for a certain amount of time. So obviously, you're going to get a little bit lower interest rates. Sometimes in the scenario I put significantly
Yeah.
lower, right? And so I always give people, ours are usually 7 and 5 are the best priced in the scenarios I've been working with. So I'll give them 37.5, and then get on the phone and say, hey,
Yeah.
ask me any questions you have, right? Do a little bit of research. They're not what they used to be. They stay fixed for that amount of time, then they adjust. But the cool thing is, in that 5, 7, or 10 years, you're going to
You
refinance. You just
Right.
refinance out of it.
Right.
You can refinance to another arm, or you can refinance
Right.
to a fixed. Either way, they're
Oh, I don't
starting
think I knew
over
you could
again.
refinance to another
Sure,
arm because
sure.
we have an arm now. And actually, we've always had an arm because that was always the way to get. And
Yeah,
we
just a
have in
little bit
our
lower,
house before
right?
this one refinanced to a
Right,
30-year fixed. When rates went down to like 2%, which they
right,
aren't now.
right.
But yeah, we have. But then we moved, and now we have an arm, and so we're paying attention.
I think the key is having a loan officer.
Yes.
I've said this many times.
Yeah.
Don't get a one-off loan officer.
Yeah.
Have a loan officer that's
And
watching the
especially
rates.
if you're getting an arm,
Yes, if
because
you're
they have
getting
to
an arm,
follow it
because
for
we
you.
need to keep watching
Yeah.
the rates behind the scenes so that I or whoever, maybe the person that had your pen out, can call and say, hey, rates are in a certain place. Maybe it's time to refinance out of that arm. You need a professional, trusted loan officer that's working on the backside in between deals,
Yeah.
right? And so back to the refining out of one into one. Just think of refinancing as you're ending a loan, you're starting a whole new loan,
Right.
right? So like everything's new, right?
Right.
You need everything to kind of start over again. And so yeah, of course you can go from an arm to a fix or an arm to an arm, and it's a really nice way to get palpable interest rates
Yeah.
and also kind of maneuver and kind
Do
of
you always have to pay closing costs when you do that?
which
Well,
part.
like if you're switching to another, Well, when you refinance in general.
So when you refinance, there's three ways to refinance. You can roll the closing costs into the loan. I don't love to do that. A lot of people just do it
Yeah.
automatically for clients,
Well, if they don't
or
have cash, it's
try
a
to
way to do
push it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely,
Yeah.
it serves a purpose.
Yeah.
But you're borrowing that money,
Yeah, right. It
right? And
doesn't make a ton of
add
sense.
interest, right? So, and then, or you could pay closing costs.
Yep.
Most people that are refinancing 6 months or 9 months or a year after buying, they might not want to cough up another $5,000-$6,000. So that third option is no closing cost refinance, where we waive the closing costs. It's all built into the pricing, and then the only thing you come to close with is starting a new escrow account, 3 months tax. Well, in mass, 3 months taxes, 3 months insurance, and a couple other charges, but then you're getting a refund from your last escrow account. So it's a no closing cost, but there's a little bit of cost up front that then you get refunded for. And so it's a nice way for people to kind of keep.
Is there a circumstance under which you couldn't get a no closing cost loan refinance?
Well, I mean, if you don't qualify for,
You have to qualify. My point
your
is you have to
normal debt,
qualify for this. Okay.
right. No,
Okay.
but it's an option
You can't
out
just
there.
be like,
Yeah,
sign me up.
yeah. I mean, I can only speak for myself as a lender and leader bank, and
Sure.
so on our side, we offer that to everybody.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and refinances are usually offered, depending on the investor, 6 or 9 months after the closing.
Yeah.
And so, there are those stipulations. But yeah.
So do you find when you are running through rates with a client and you present the option of the rate with the ARM and then the 30-year fix, which is, definitely higher, and they express some concern, and do you find you're able to like sway them and calm their fears about the risk?
I think we back up to answer that question. And what I back up to is I already know, heading into that third or fourth or fifth conversation, where my clients are at. And that's because I kind of look at this whole thing sort of, I have a teaching background, and we always did backwards by design, which was like, what is your goal to teach the students? And then how do you get there? Start with the goal and then work backwards. I do that with lending, which is, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what I can approve you for. I don't care about all those things. I care about, what is your monthly budget? And then let's work backwards. Well, I think it's also important to know that about where they want to be with rate and how much cash they want in their pocket. And is it more imperative for them to have a lower interest rate, or something else that's a priority? And so we kind of build the picture that way. So by the time I get to the point of locking, I kind of know. I'll offer it to everybody, but I kind of know who's going with a fix and who's willing to go with an ARM at that point. But that's because I care from the beginning, instead of kind of running them through quickly.
How big is the difference right now? Can you give us some examples?
Yeah, I have an example right here. So I was working on one this week. It's a $660,000 purchase price, 5% down, 806 FICO credit score. Nice file. Little bit low on the down payment, but that's okay. So the loan was $627,000. This is a couple days ago. I ran 30-year fixed pricing was 6.125. Okay. 7-year ARM was 5.875. I'm sorry, 7-year ARM was 5.875. 5-year ARM was 5.75. So we went from a 6.125 to a 5.75. And so if people want to know what that means in dollars per month, that was $150.72, which on the surface, it depends on where you are in life. That might not sound like a lot, but I tell clients, that's your cell phone bill.
Well,
you're just now paying for your cell phone bill.
That's on the purchase price of a $600,000 house. If you're buying a $2 million house,
correct.
That's a lot of money.
Correct. And so I think it's worth looking at those and looking at the differences, talking to your loan officer, saying, what are the risks? What are the pros and cons? Everything's got a con. Everything's got a pro. Yeah. So if anybody says, "Oh, there's no risk, there's no pros," you should probably get a different lender, right? Like have somebody that's really transparent with you and say, "Hey, I get that this is risky in your mind, but here's how I would approach this." And if you have a good trusted person, I think that you'll be able to see very clearly, like, oh, right now, where we are right now, adjustable rate mortgages are not as scary as they might sound. Some people say to me, well, can't I just buy the interest rate down? And again, in some situations when the market has reached the bottom, right, and you want to grab that interest rate and you want to hold on to it for a while, like it might be worth buying it down. But I tell people, well, let's do the math, right? If you buy it down for, whatever, $2,000, let's figure out how many months it's going to take you to earn that money back or even to break even.
Right.
and then let's see what's the likelihood that you're going to refi in that time. So a lot of my clients are like, oh, you're right. Let me take the lowest 5-year ARM.
Mhm.
Don't pay anything extra for it.
Right.
6 months, 9 months, 10 months, 12 months later, refinance it at no
Yeah.
closing costs. And now we've got the lowest possible rate on this side.
Yeah.
Waited. Hopefully rates went down. We can refi with no closing costs down here and get a lower rate. Didn't
Yeah.
pay any extra money.
Right.
Whereas they could have just bought it down to here for a couple grand.
Right.
And that money's gone.
It's gone.
Right? And so, again,
Yeah.
it just goes back to, education and sitting back and saying, okay,
and every situation's different.
totally,
Yes.
every situation is different,
Yes,
right?
you
And
have to
everybody
look at
has
it.
different priorities, but
Yes.
it's really a nice way to increase buying power,
Yeah.
and it's a nice way to help that monthly. I mean, let's face it, houses are expensive, right? Like
Everything's expensive
I
right
mean,
now.
and
So I'm
everything,
thinking $150 is like a
yeah.
it's a one dinner
And
house
every
right now.
charge has gone up. So like
Yeah.
it's not just the groceries at the grocery store that have gone up, right? Credit reports have gone skyrocketed. Insurance costs have
Yeah.
gone up. Taxes on, when they do
Yeah.
tax assessments on
Yeah.
on the town that you live in, like those things go up. And so these are things we can't control. I cannot control, right?
You can't change all
We
that
are
for us,
collect.
James?
No, I can't change that right now. But
Shock.
we are soon when I'm in charge, right? But we're collecting money and giving it to somebody else. But if I can save a little bit
Yeah.
here or there
Yeah.
for people, we try
For
to do
sure.
that. Yeah.
And every little bit helps. Yeah. Awesome. Well, that was
One last thing I
yeah.
would say: don't trust the headlines on this or anything else, really. Like headlines in general are meant to have you have some sort of anxiety
Reaction.
and fear
Yep.
so that you're
Yep.
clicking and that you're reading and
Rage bait.
yeah, rage bait. That's what the children call it these days. The rage bait. I rage bait my
Am I
kids.
showing my youth?
I rage bait my kids all the time.
my
Yeah.
kids rage bait me.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It's a good
and
little,
they get
it's
me
a
too.
fun little time.
It is.
But dig a little deeper. Ask your lending professional, because just because it says like rates are going up or rates are going down, it's not indicative of
Yeah.
where the market really
Right.
is, right? And so I encourage people to dig a little deeper, especially on arms and fixed
Yeah.
rates.
Yeah.
Right?
And again, because everyone's situation could change the
Totally.
numbers. So,
And
yeah.
ask your
Yeah.
friends and family. Like you
Yeah.
said, you and Jonathan have always
Yep.
had arms. If somebody came, if your daughter was going to buy a condo and
Yeah.
she said, "Hey, mom, like my lender said maybe I should get an arm," they get some personal information from people they trust too.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for that. I
Yeah.
think that's important.
Yeah, it
information,
is
'cause
important.
It's a big question
it is,
these days,
especially
with rates
now.
where they are.
Sure,
Yeah, for sure.
absolutely.
All right. Well, heading into our next segment,
Sure.
I thought that as we head into summer, and what I think of when I think about we talked last time about like turning off our cell phones and all that, and what I
And
try
eating
to
ice cream.
apparently eating ice. Some of
Yeah.
us are eating ice cream. Some of us are just trying not to eat ice cream. But when I think about
once a month now, I decided I'm doing once a month.
That's much more
That's
reasonable.
way better,
James,
but a
way
large,
better.
extra large.
Okay.
Once a month.
You do you.
Actually, can I just interject on the ice cream real quick?
Yes.
I went.
I would love to talk
I
more about ice
went
cream.
to get ice cream with my girlfriend, and we went to a local ice cream spot, and she did not want any. So already I felt like a
Because
total
no one should have to eat
piece
ice
of
cream
shit.
alone.
Right. So it's just me and her. I go up to the window. I am like, I'm just ordering a large. I don't give a shit. And so I order a large with
Was she like, I'll
sprinkles.
have a little of yours? Or
Nope,
like,
didn't want any.
didn't want any.
We sit down and it's at Captain Dusty's in
Oh,
Beverly
yeah,
Farms. So
yeah.
we're right in front of the window, and there's nobody else. It's like a rainy day last weekend, and she goes, "It's huge." I'm driving, and she's like, "Do you want to just like eat it right here?" And I was like, "I am not eating this ice cream in front of those girls. Like, there's just like teenage girls, and I'm like, I'm not like gonna be the fat old guy that's like trying to like get through this massive ice cream by myself on a Sunday afternoon." So we like awkwardly drove around the North Shore.
I have a
eating
funny
this
ice
thing.
cream
Yeah.
story now.
God, I'm
Now I have to
such a
tell this
monster.
story. We were on the Cape one fall, or even maybe winter, but we stopped to get, maybe it was fall because the ice cream place was still open, but it was late fall and it was kind of getting cold. And so we got ice cream in the car. The kids were younger. And Jonathan, he's always sort of driving. So he's like holding his ice cream, like in a cup, though, like I think in a cup while we're driving home. But he was driving like really fast. And because he was afraid, I guess because he thought his ice cream was going to melt.
Yeah,
so he's
right,
like driving really
right.
fast. And I said to him, Jonathan, you got to slow down. Like, I know you want to get home to your
To
ice
eat
cream,
your
but you
ice
got to
cream,
slow
yeah,
down.
yeah.
And he's like, Wendy, blah, blah, blah. He was like, basically he didn't say this, but he's like, shut it.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. And lo and behold, right behind us, the police cruiser
Really?
comes up behind, pulls up next to us, and I was like,
Did you get pulled over?
we got pulled over.
And now
And the guy, so, you have to roll it. Jonathan's like, oh, shit. So he rolled down the window and, he said license and registration. And of course, I was like, we're super sorry, but his ice cream, he was afraid his ice cream was going to melt.
Did the guy laugh?
Yeah. He just gave us a warning.
Oh,
He didn't
man.
give us a
That'd be
ticket.
so funny if he
and
walked
I
up
credit my humor.
and Jonathan was eating the ice cream really
Exactly.
quick. That would have been
But
great.
of course, then he made us feel like shit. He looked in the back. He's like, you got 2 kids in the back. You want to make sure you drive safe. We're like,
yeah.
okay.
They didn't
Put us
even
in our place.
and we didn't get them ice cream either.
No, we did get them ice cream. They'd probably already eaten theirs. But anyway.
Oh, that's
So anyway, that's
good.
my ice cream story. But
That's
yeah, because
so
it was one of
good.
those like cold days eating ice cream. We're ice cream people too, but every day that's a lot.
Yeah, once a month now.
Okay. Anyway, back to what I was getting as we head into
Yes,
summer,
summer.
and when I think about trying to get away from we talked about like the news and the world and turning your mind off. For me, like reading is a great escape.
Totally.
I just kind of love diving into another story, usually on book, but sometimes audio, but mostly on book. So I thought we would take this few minutes just to share some of our favorite reads. Although first, before we do that, are you a book guy or like a Kindle guy?
I have listened to books. I did Audible for a while. I would much prefer to read, but I am a...
But are you a book, or do you have your electronic device to read?
No, book.
Book. So
But
no
I
Kindle.
No, I don't own a Kindle.
You don't own a Kindle.
No. But I'm a slow reader.
Yeah.
I read a lot, but I'm a slow reader.
Okay.
But I've learned that that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like we're trying to
sure.
race through everything in life right now.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in a race with AI, right? Like we're trying to like keep up with this thing.
Because we can do everything so fast.
Everybody seems to
it's
try
funny
and be
you
going
say that.
faster.
I actually, and I have a book that I'll share in a second, but I love a bookstore. I love the feel of a book.
Love it.
In fact, when I travel, the 2 things I like to do when I go to new places are try one of their local yoga classes and go to a local bookstore and buy a book from a local author, which usually is about like the local.
Totally.
I love doing that. I
Totally.
just think it's like a great way to
Amazing.
like learn about the culture without having to go to the touristy places.
Yep.
But one of the reasons I love a book, but then you can't get the book you want like as quickly as you want it. So that's why the Kindle sometimes.
Yeah.
Even though I get a lot of books
My
from the
whole
library on my
family,
Kindle,
they
if I
all-
want
they
something
all
really
have the
quickly, I
reader,
want it
yeah.
quickly.
Yeah,
Like, I don't want to wait for the book.
My kids, everybody I know in my family pretty much has those.
Yeah.
I forget what they're called. I don't know if they're Kindles, but they're something.
Something.
I just never have.
Yeah.
I just never got into it. Yeah. I do not need another
Sometimes
screen.
they're easier to hold in bed too when you're reading.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
So what are you reading?
All right. So, I just finished a really good book called The River's Waiting by Wally Lamb.
Okay.
Do you know him? He wrote She's
No.
Come Undone a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah.
This book, it's fiction. It was like kind of heavy. It grabs you kind of in the beginning, and it's kind of heavy. But
Love that.
it's one of those books that like really stays with you. Like really stays with you. So I highly recommend that as a summer read. It's it can be a little difficult.
The River is Waiting.
The River is Waiting.
Yeah.
The book I'm reading right now. Well, I'm reading 2. The first one is Twice. Have you heard of that? By
No.
Mitch.
These are all fiction?
This is all fiction, yes. Although
Okay.
I love nonfiction too, and I usually alternate between a fiction and nonfiction. Because
So do I, yeah.
I love nonfiction. Sometimes I listen to nonfiction, and then I'm reading on my actual book, the fiction. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the nonfiction books, the person reading it in the audio is the author,
And who's
I
who's
love
to say
that.
it's really not fiction? You know what I mean?
I guess that's true.
We should have
Well, that's
we
such
should have
a
a
depressing
conspiracy.
Like, do you think it's well? I do
podcast,
think there's
too.
embellishment for sure.
Yeah.
But
Or rewriting.
you think?
I don't know. Who
All
writes
right.
history?
I never really thought about it.
The winners, right?
I guess, but like, if you're writing a memoir, do you think people are making shit up?
Remember that guy?
Which one?
Million Little Pieces or whatever?
Oh yes.
Oprah
That's
gave him a
true. That's
real
true.
stern talking to. She said, "How dare you?"
How dare you?
And he said, "I don't know. I was just
She
trying to
is the
make
book
some
club,
money."
Book club queen. Anyway, this book, it's called Twice by Mitch Albom. He wrote Tuesdays with Morrie.
Yeah.
Did you read that?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's a good book too. I like his books actually. And this is an unusual book for me to read because it has a little bit of a sci-fi element to it. It's basically about second chances and this kid who basically has the ability to repeat a situation in his life.
Oh, I love that.
With certain parameters, and it's so interesting. There's a little bit of romance and how that plays out with that. But
And
it's
what's that one called?
It's called Twice. It's very good. I'm
I
reading that now.
I haven't heard of or
There you
read
go.
any of those.
So there you go.
There you go.
And then the nonfiction, I'm reading a nonfiction, which I'll tell you about in a minute, but the one nonfiction book that I always recommend to people because I love it, it was just a great educational but interesting read, was called What the Eyes Don't See. Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm.
It's not going to sound interesting, but it was about the Flint water crisis
Oh,
and how that all unfolded. It was written by the female pediatrician who basically blew the whistle on this whole thing, and
wow.
it's very, very well
That was
written,
intense. Yeah.
very intense.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it would be like particularly, interesting, but it really, really was.
Yeah.
I love it. I always
Very
recommend it
cool.
to people. And the most recent book that I also am just that I'm started and is also nonfiction. I went to the Cape Ann Chamber Business Women's Committee luncheon yesterday,
That's a
and
mouthful.
it is a mouthful. I'm
Yeah.
glad I said that as well
Yeah.
as I
Isn't there an
did.
acronym or something?
There
No, go
probably
ahead.
is, but I don't know what it is offhand. I
So
just
many
was thankful I got it
words.
all out. But one of the speakers, it was a panel, is an author, a local author. She grew up in Gloucester. The book that she's written two, but the first one, a memoir, is called "The Fruit You'll Never See" by Gail Brenner Nastasia. Show it
Love it.
here if you're watching on video. This is her first one. She has a second one that's out. I think she's working on a third, but lives locally now, not in Gloucester, but she's from Gloucester, and it's I just started it, but it's really good. It's about addiction. It's about overcoming odds. It's inspiring. She's
Yeah,
an
I mean,
attorney
as
now.
soon as I picked it up and
Yeah,
I read it says a memoir
a
about
memoir about
overcoming
overcoming
shame,
shame.
and
Yeah, well,
that grabbed me in and of
I
itself.
think when you grow up in a background where there's addiction in your family and for yourself, it's embarrassing
Yeah.
and you carry a lot of
Yep.
shame. And so I think this
Totally.
is a lot about that. And it's really I just started it, but it's very good.
Yeah.
So
You in
little
a,
plug for her.
I read today or saw on a video today something about your inner child doesn't doesn't leave, they're just hiding.
Oh,
And it
isn't
made
that
me
the
think
truth?
like of that shame, right? Like you
Yeah,
eventually you got to face that inner
yeah,
child, and that's
yeah,
an interesting
yeah, yeah.
connection, I think.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
great to hear her speak yesterday. I actually ended up sitting next to her,
Oh, that's
and I
cool.
had no idea that she was one of the panelists.
Glad you
So
didn't talk shit, huh?
no kidding. I
I
forget
get
what I said,
myself
but
in
I was
trouble in
I was
those
like, "What are you
situations. They're
doing
like,
here?"
"Who's this
It was,
idiot? This book sounds like it
yeah.
sucks." No, that
Anyway,
sounds
she was
wonderful.
lovely. Yeah.
I'll probably borrow that from you,
Yeah,
or actually, I should
absolutely.
probably buy it. Right? She's a
She's a
local
local
artist or
author.
author.
It was
I should
$19.
probably buy it.
Yeah, but happy to lend it to you
Yeah.
too. But anyway,
Well,
yeah.
it's
So
that's a good segue.
perfect.
I typically read like self help. I've needed a lot of help. Okay,
How
so
to not eat ice cream every day of the month.
yeah, that's like the least of my problems. If that's all I'm doing, we're good. No, so I have, I've struggled with addiction. I
Yep.
quit drinking
Yep.
8 years ago, and so in that time,
If your ice cream bout is
yeah,
any
yeah. Well, my
indication.
friend always says, and it's a great one. He quit drinking. I'm 8 years. I think he's like 11 years. And he said, people will ask him, because we didn't, well, people will ask him, like, are you ever going to drink again? And
Yeah.
he'll say, when I can be trusted with a box of cookies in my house,
Yeah.
maybe I'll
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
And that's always resonated with me because
Yeah.
it's like, I cannot be trusted with sweets
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
my
Yeah. Yeah.
house
You
at
just know
all.
yourself. Yeah.
Right. And so that
Yeah.
addiction is still there.
Yeah.
Right. And
Sure.
so I read a lot of self help, and there's one book that's kind of the staple and started me on my quest. And it's actually an Oprah Book Club book way back in the day, but I read it like once every 2 years, usually in the springtime. It's called The Power of Now. Eckhart Tolle, I'm sure you've heard of him.
I don't
No?
know the book.
Oh, amazing. I mean, it really is just about
The
the present
power of
moment,
now. Okay.
you know, mindfulness, but on
I
a
have to write it
very
down
deep
now.
spiritual level. Second one, I read a lot of kind of metaphysical stuff too. Many Lies, Many Masters by Brian Weiss. This is about a psychiatrist in the 70s, I believe, who had this patient that kept having these reoccurring dreams.
Is this nonfiction?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you'll be able to say why I kind of shrugged just now, because it depends on what you believe, right? So he's a psychiatrist. He has this patient that comes in, and it's all about their sessions. Turns out she is remembering, according to him, past lifetimes. And so
Oh,
it's
that's
all
so
about, and he starts
interesting.
off as a
Yeah.
total skeptic, and then by the end of the book, he's like, "This is real as any shit I've ever seen." So really good book. Those two I've read a few times each, and I always recommend them for people. And then the one I'm reading right now, which you ever read a book and you're like halfway through and you're like, "I already recommend this."
Yes.
So that's where I'm at with this. It's called The Gargoyle. It's written by Andrew Davidson.
Okay.
It is a love story, but it's on, like, I don't want to give too
Yeah.
much. Plus, I don't really know, but like there's a spiritual slash past lives thing going on. Something's going on with this
Interesting.
couple, and it's really cool. I mean, it's
Really? Oh, I
like
love that. All
I
right.
don't have a lot of time to read
Yeah,
because we're in
I
spring
know.
market and
Plus,
we have
sometimes,
kids and whatever. But like, I find myself with this book leaving the house. If I read a
mm,
couple pages in the morning and reading
yeah.
the house, like just wishing I had time to sit back down and do it.
Do you know, I've
So
started doing that, reading a little bit in the morning right when I get up with my coffee because I like to read at night because it helps me turn my brain off, but I fall asleep so
yeah, yeah,
fast that I don't
yeah,
get anything
yeah,
read.
yeah. I've been trying to wake up earlier
Yeah,
because of the same thing. I'm
yeah,
way more productive those first 2 hours than those last 2 hours.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, same, same. All right, well, that was
Plus, if I
awesome.
plus if I eat a gummy, right? Like
Oh my goodness.
I go
You go
right,
right to, do you,
right down.
do you always eat a gummy at night?
No, but
No,
most of the time.
I'm afraid of gummies.
Yeah, well, you gotta like know what you're getting
I'm
into.
afraid.
Sometimes you eat them and you're like, oh shit, this
Shit,
is
that's
not
not
gonna be good.
right.
I need to
Yeah.
pull the
See, again,
covers
I
over
just
my
feel like
head.
you don't ever know really what you're getting. So I'm not like, I wish my my
Well,
kids are like, Mom, you need a
some
gummy.
people
But
have a
I'm
glass of wine at
like,
the end of the night. I
I
have a
can't do that
gummy
either
and
anymore.
my
I don't
soda
know. Now I'm just
water.
trying to lead into my
It's
books.
the legalization has helped because
Yeah.
it's really like
You can get more
kind of
guarantee about what's in
strictly
it. That's
measured out,
true.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, it's a nice way to relax
I
sometimes.
guess
But I
so.
don't get anything like I'm not doing
You're
anything
not
after.
doing
I'm not
anything.
reading, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. All right.
Barely
And
thinking.
I guess before we sign off, does somebody have a birthday coming
Oh,
up?
I do have a birthday. I do
Monday?
have a birthday. It's
Yeah, you do.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Cinco de
You're a
Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo
Thank you very much.
baby?
You
Of
remembered.
course. Do
Yes,
you have
I
any
do.
plans for your birthday?
I got invited to a seminar about AI in the workplace, and
Wow,
I thought about
James.
going to that. And
Are
then
you gonna have any ice cream?
yes, I am. My kiddos are coming over. We're having tacos at the house
Nice.
and
Taco
ice cream
Tuesday.
cake, which is
Yes,
my
for
favorite
Cinco
with the
de
little
Mayo.
crumbles inside.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
It
nice.
is nice.
You get to a point where it's like,
That's
oh,
all you want for your
I don't give
birthday.
a
A
shit
small
about
little
gifts. I
dinner
just
with
want to see
with
my
your kids.
kiddos and
Exactly. That's how
like
I feel.
have some
Are you a
laughs.
birthday guy? Like, do you like your
I
birthday?
do like my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like. I
But
like my birthday especially because everyone remembers it because it's on Cinco de Mayo. So like
that's
people I haven't
true.
seen in 20 years are like,
Happy
"Hey, it's your
birthday.
birthday."
Yeah, that's cool.
No big deal, right?
But you like a party? Like, do you like to be the center of attention?
No, they tried. They were like, "Let's get together with all your friends." I'm like, I don't
No,
really even
I don't
like
want
my
to see
friends.
anybody,
I
right?
don't,
That's how
right?
I
Like
am. I don't want to see
you know
anybody.
what I mean?
No disrespect to any
I
of my
don't.
friends who are
Yeah,
listening. I do
no,
love
they're
you, but
fine. You guys
I'm
are
not a
great.
party person. I'm not a
No,
party
I
person.
don't
It's too
want
much
to do the
pressure.
whole. Yeah, it's too
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
It's too much.
All right. Well, that sounds perfect. So enjoy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next time we'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be
All right.
back. See ya.